This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. The HeartMath Institute has been studying the connection between the heart and the brain for nearly 20 years. After conducting thousands of experiments, they've discovered what they describe as psychophysiological coherence, a heart signature that measures overall health and well-being. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the pursuit of the Global Coherence Initiative. For the first time, UNIFY, HeartMath, Resonance Science Foundation, IONS, Thrive are all coming together for this social experiment. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. On August 1st, join us for a guided global coherence meditation at 11:11 a.m. Pacific Time, via live streamed at facebook.com/unify. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself, but imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Oh my gosh, I love that that was the video that just played. That was actually the video that was played on the first Global Coherence Day. I didn't plan that. I planned to play our regular video. Usually I have our friend Kaylin here doing all the tech, and I'm doing it today. Look, I already started with that, and how significant that was. There was an event in the first Global Coherence Day that was a radical collaboration and about embodied coherence, which is our theme today. So first, I just want to start by saying thank you for taking time out of your day today to come together and pulse the planet with our love and care on this 4th annual Global Coherence Day. And as I was reflecting back on the last 4 or the last 3, every time we launched something amazing on this day, and whether it was with, large numbers of people like at our first retreat, or on a Zoom call like this with however many people are here, the potency of this day seems to want to be about launching something more to support us in radical collaboration and embodied coherence. So thank you for showing up. The Global Coherence community is so consistent on showing up and being in the practice and in the experience of coherence together. And without you, I don't think the world would be doing as well as it is. So thank you for that. And it's also a full moon today. And I was reading about the full moon. There's just no synchronicities. Everything is just as it is. We didn't really plan this, but the super full moon in Aquarius is an unusual blend asking us to fearlessly embrace our future without forgetting our hearts. Well, that just fits. Radical collaboration. We're really having to be fearless in how we move forward and make change together. And we need the embodied coherence in order for us to do it in a way that's aligned with our unique purpose. So let's start Global Coherence Day and our session today with just a simple coherence practice. And I'm going to choose the one that we learned on our June Global Coherence Pulse with Andy and Jonathan Goldman. And that is to simply take 3 breaths. And on the out breath, we just do a hum, a simple hum. So please all join me. My mic's on, so you'll hear mine, but please join in with yours. So we just take a deep breath, feel the bottom of our feet be right here. Know that what we're doing today has an impact on the whole of life, that this island of coherence that's gathering together really can and will make a difference. And we take a deep breath and let out a hum. Another deep breath in and exhale a hum. And one last time. Great. So I'm going to start off and just give you a little brief overview of our experience today. I'm just going to do a simple little bit of history to show you about what's been happening on Global Coherence Day because it seems relevant to us. And then we're going to have a little dialogue with Dr. Julie Kroll from Good of the Whole, Tammy Scarlett from UNIFY, Kadi J, who has been stewarding our new connection field, which you're going to learn about. And we're going to talk about radical collaboration and embodied coherence. Why does it matter and what's required to get there, and just really have a little insights. We're going to have some music by a beautiful new friend of mine, Nadine Casanova, and she's here and she's going to share some music with us. Hadi J is going to guide us in a meditation so that we can really drop into the richness of our hearts and really pulse the field with our love and our compassion and our gifts and our glory. Let's like pour it all out today. And then we're going to share with you some ways that you can continue to increase your coherence practice and join with others in collaborative action because we're ready to go for it. This is the time we really need to come together. We need to be in spaces that aren't distracting us. We need to be in spaces where we're being empowered to give our best. So that's what we're going to do today. And then at the end, we're going to play a beautiful video that I'm just super inspired by. And then once we close out, we're doing 90 minutes. Once we close out, we will hang out here. And if there are any questions, we'll be here, or if you just want to connect. So that's the role of the day. And thank you, Julie and Tammy and Kadi J and Nadine and everyone for joining today. And I'm just going to share my screen. Let's see. Here we go. So just a quick little story. So here we are today. And I feel like, you know, here we are around sunset time, at least in the Bay Area, maybe on the East Coast. And I feel like we're all kind of gathering around this glorious central fire. Let's feel that today as we're entering into this Global Coherence Day. And the first one happened at a retreat in person in 2019. I'm really so excited to start doing them again. But this one was really magical. And it was a collaboration between a number of different organizations, Resonance and UNIFY and Thrive and Unity Earth, and everybody came together, and every organization that was on the screen participated some way in this live event, and we simulcast the event thanks to UNIFY. And it was crazy. We made magic at that first Global Coherence Pulse. You can see everybody's faces. We had so much fun. And we really experienced the potency of our collective passion and coherence. And you can see it on everybody's faces. So then the next year was COVID, and we couldn't gather together, but we still had that impulse of wanting to really anchor in a consistent practice. And so we created Global Coherence Day, and we had events happening all day long. And then we got really crazy, and we had events happening the whole month of August, every 2 sessions every weekend with some amazing luminaries. We had such a good time. But we didn't stop there. We actually built a whole social networking space, and created the opportunity for everybody that was in the month-long piece to watch the events, to have profiles. We really went kind of the extra mile. And then we realized that, boy, it was a lot of money and work to create a platform that we were doing with LearnDash and BuddyBoss, and, very extensive. So we decided to shift and use something that was already working. So we created the Islands of Coherence social network on Mighty Networks. And many of you participated in that. And we did some amazing things together. Like, we really imagined it as a virtual village where we could get off Facebook and we could come and contribute with each other. And we did some amazing things. And at the next Global Coherence Day, we launched the Global Tree Monitoring Project with HeartMath. So we had a great event with HeartMath. They got to share this beautiful project they're doing. I actually have a tree in my yard that's hooked up to a sensor, and I can watch and see how Grace, that's the name of the tree, is doing as there's work happening around, or things are happening out in the weather, or like these big waves that have been happening with the electromagnetic field of the earth. We can see how they're responding to it. And again, partnerships were involved in making that happen. And we did a community, 3-month community experience about cultivating coherence in community. And all of these were collaborations. And that brings us really closer to now, because the Islands of Coherence knew that it needed to transform into something that could allow for more radical collaboration and more embodied coherence. So we wrapped ourselves up in a cocoon, and we've been waiting, and we've been playing, and we've been inviting partnerships and collaborations, and we're birthing out that today on the Global Coherence Day. So you're going to learn about the connection field, which is the new version of all of those things that came before. Really this, beautiful collaboration of many organizations sharing a space and empowering a collective community. You're going to learn about the game that's launching tomorrow, really Peace on Earth by 2030 initiative, and really a way to support us all to be better actionaries in the world and form local communities. And so that's what we're doing on Global Coherence Day. You can see that there's something about the energy of this day that has continued to ask for innovation and cycling of the energy to keep opening up to what's next. So I am going to bring on Julie Kroll. I'm going to add her to the spotlight. Let's see. There we go. And I'm going to bring in Tammy. It's good you have your daughter there. I love seeing, we're on like this as a family, and we see our kids, and we can show up for everything while we're learning how to radically collaborate and embody coherence. So I love being here with you four ladies, and I'm cycling through and looking at all the pictures of the people that are here, like Luke and Patricia and Minda and Zen, and people that we've just seen over and over again show up to really help anchor these moments of, good things happening on the planet. Yay. Right. So Julie, I want to start with you and say, one, I love you, and thank you for being such a good collaborative partner, and for showing up and saying yes, and saying coherence really needs to be in everything we do. And I wonder if you might want to just say something about radical collaboration and embodied coherence. Why bother? Right? What's required of us? You could just start and we'll see what goes. Yeah.
Okay, let's just see where we go with this. I don't know what to say. but I know there's some really important pieces that will come through, because so it's like the era, like we've moved into this new epoch, and it's all about cooperation and collaboration. And there are so many people who are getting message and coming together in radical collaborations. And I'm just going to pause and say, without putting it with the embodied coherence, we're creating a lot of noise. Like I've been working for the last, I don't know how many years, but literally last 2 to 3 years, there's very concrete and specific organizations and networks coming together. It's like, okay, we're here. That's our job, our goal. It's time. Let's do this. And without having coherence at the core of the mission, without having coherence as a practice and a pathway, we're really not moving together. So it's kind of like what we know about coherence. Teresa, what do you and Roland say? It's not about the quantity, but the quality of coherence makes a difference. And we know when small islands of coherence come together, it uplifts the system. So I think that's the first thing that I really want to say that's really important, is how the practice of coherence matters in everything that we're doing here on the planet. I just had a really delightful afternoon with Kenny Ossable, who's the co-director, writer, and producer of Changing of the Gods. And he did this beautiful, if you haven't seen it, a 10-episode docuseries on how the archetypal astrology is showing our historical stages. Like history just has lined up with the changing of Uranus and Pluto in, I'm not an astrology person, but it's when they're conjunct, opposition, or squared. And it shows throughout history what happens during those times: revolutionary change, radical transformation. So here we are coming out of this last 12-year period where 2007 to 2020. So I'm like, no wonder the global coherence pulse started, and we're like going, okay, radical collaboration, let's do something with coherence, because we're coming out of that. And I had this vision, and I shared it with him and my co-host today. This vision when I watched Changing of the Gods, where each one of these times in history was like a labor pain. It was like a contraction. It was it was like this cosmic contraction, bringing humanity and our one planetary body, who we are as part of this cosmos, into coherence, really, into this new epoch of unitive consciousness, wholeness, and helping the whole see itself as whole. So while I was watching it, these contractions, looked at all these social change movement, environment movement, the peace movement, the social justice movement, Black Lives Matter. We could go on, and everybody's going, oh, wow, it feels like we're at this big tipping point, right? Well, what I saw was that 2007 to 2020 was the last contraction that opened the cervix to 10 centimeters. So all those mamas out there that know what happens when you get to 10 centimeters, I said this to Kenny. I said, it feels like we're fully dilated. The aperture of the lens is fully open, and now it's time to just push. And these two men on the calls said, I think you're right. Like, I think that's a beautiful analogy, that we've gone through these contractions and this labor, and the pushing is building the new world, reimagining the new world, redesigning the new world. And at the key of that, and how we're being supported cosmically and archetypally, is to build cooperative communities, radical collaboration, that care for all life, embodied coherence. Today, I made that awareness, like, building cooperative communities is that radical collaboration. and that cares for all life. Plant life is intelligent, animal life, the earth itself, all the cosmos. It's like the coming into coherence in that unity and that oneness, and really living in that living intelligence is the key to where we're at. So our push as we come together is, let's keep moving into that coherence deeper and deeper together. Let's practice, let's play, let's gather, let's learn, let's grow, let's do all that we can to build a coherent field of unity, to really build that unified field of coherence. Either way you want to say that. So I'm going on and on, Teresa. I'm going to stop. But I just had that insight today. Like, as I'm talking about the push, I'm going, radical collaboration. My friend, our friend, Elizabeth Satoris, evolution biologist, is the one that inspired that phrase, to build cooperative communities that care for all life and future generations. And all of a sudden I'm like, that's it. That's the collaboration and that's the coherence. So beautiful. Thanks.
I love that, Julie. I love the way that you share. Whatever comes right from your heart is always perfect. And just for you, Tammy, I could see you smiling, and I think this would be a good time to have you go next. And, another long-time partner, UNIFY, and especially you, Tammy, have been, a real champion for like, okay, how do we really do this and really stay with it through all of the things? So I love you, and thank you for being here with us today. Yeah.
Oh, I love you too. I love all of you. And I always feel, and I always say, what an exciting time that we get to be alive and together on the planet. Thinking about how statistical probability of how we possibly got to cross paths enough to either know each other or work together on this good work, even in its experimental nature, and or even be together on this call. It's really quite beautiful, and I definitely see it as part of the artistic tapestry of what we weave together, in that all things are possible, and yet we are bringing them into some kind of finite reality in each moment. So we're getting to do that together today. And speaking of champions, Teresa, you've been championing this cause of coherence for quite some time. And even when I would hear you saying it years back and think to myself, logically, this makes so much sense. And of course, we'll be involved in something like this, but my whole self didn't even know the beginnings of embodiment of what that would entail when it comes to practice and when it comes to us being together in a space and leaning into that constant learning of how the new iterations are going to be shaped and continue to be shaping. And Julie, when you're talking about that birthing that's happening right now, I really feel that in the sense of renewal and learning and becoming. Like, the collaboration that we're templating isn't like we've learned how to do it, now we're going to show somebody else how to do it because that was the way. It's almost like every day there's a new way emerging. Whatever we learned even from January till now of 2023 it's all new, but it's going to be new again tomorrow. And so there's like this elasticity and vulnerability in our connection with each other when we lean in. And I've seen it more profoundly, I think definitely post-pandemic, that willingness to link arms and support what each other are doing, to an even greater extent with maybe less logical justification. So it doesn't need to be that, like, how does this meet my bottom line? Or how does this, I need to see it 100% how this solves for my pain point. It's almost like I get to come alongside you with what you're doing, because what you're doing is amazing and you're amazing, and we get to work together, and you're feeling that way about me too. And then the sum of all these parts is exponentially greater. So it's just like constant magic. So I don't know yet what to call this new kind of collaboration, but I really am liking it, and I'm excited to learn more about it together. And I love the coherence that happens by nature when we allow, like when we come together and we link and then we allow. It's just like there's almost like this natural connectedness that becomes that coherence. Like maybe it was there all along and we didn't see it or didn't give it space to rise to the surface. So when we get these containers where we get to do that, that's also such a blessing and such a treat. So I'm excited to be here today on the 4th annual Global Coherence Day. And so on behalf of UNIFY, obviously, but just also myself to be with all of you. Thank you. So much love.
Thank you, Tammy. Yeah, I feel like we're coming to a place where we're getting really essential about how we spend our time. Right. And we're showing up for what actually feels right. And we're just doing our part, which means we're not rushing in to try to do more and add more. And I think that that's a result of being more coherent. Yeah. So Kati J has been with the Islands of Coherence from the very beginning. She was part of turning that beautiful blossoming community into a cocoon, which that takes a lot to actually like let go of something that you put a lot of energy into and built. It's like one of the kind of primary things with radical collaboration is that we have to be willing to let go of whatever we just did, even if it's blossoming in a way, if what's being called from that gardening, from that blossoming is actually asking for something more that would be constrained within the current state. And you did that beautifully, Connie J. You really let it go, and partnering on offering courses with you where we stay in the emergence and actually respond to what's needed instead of our idea about it. I really appreciate that you do that, and would love just to hear your comments about radical collaboration and embodied coherence, and then we'll get some more of you with the meditation.
Wonderful. Thank you, Teresa. And so grateful to be here with all of you. I love that you mentioned the process of letting go of the Islands of Coherence, because that truly was part of the seeding of this initiative of radical collaboration. There's this call from the field that in a few different ways, that in one way, in order for us to radically collaborate, we have to recognize that no one person, no one organization, no one thought leader has the answers, has all the answers for every single human being on this planet. That would be, I think, well, for lack of a better word, arrogant of us to believe that. And the truth is that we all have a piece, we have a part that comes together, that joins together for the good of the whole, right? We all have our gift that's going to contribute to the good of the whole. So by saying, okay, we're going to let go of the Islands of Coherence, something that we had put a lot of work into, a lot of thought, a lot of love, a lot of energy, but we said, you know what, we need to actually create a container that's energetically held in this idea of radical collaboration, energetically held in the idea that we are coming together as different, unique beings from all over the world. And we're saying that we all have a part. We have a piece of the puzzle, a slice of the pie. We're important in our own way, but not just one of us. All of us together are going to help solve that problem, solve the issues of the world, help bring peace to the world, help bring more love to the world, right? And I really value that and hold that so dearly in my heart. You know, if you think about education and you think about the education of our youth, no one child learns the same as another child. They all need different things in order to truly embody their truest self. And as a society, as a planet, we've kind of taken on this idea that we need that one-stop shop. We need the fix-it pill. What are we going to do to help, heal the planet? And we need that one solution. But the idea here is that it's not just one of us, it's all of us. Why would we all be here, right? If it wasn't for all of us. And I'm getting like the chills. I know it's true. We need all of us, all of our contributions. We need all of us coming together and saying, we are going to radically collaborate, which means a few things, right? Because yes, we all hold a piece of the puzzle. We all hold a gift that someone else needs. We all have some talent or some insight that someone around us is going to benefit and grow from. And then there's this understanding and what we're calling in here of embodied coherence, which to me means that we're coming into the heart as we radically collaborate. Because it's real easy for, somebody who has been doing it for a long, it could have been really, let me put it this way. It could have been really easy for us in the Islands of Coherence to say, no, I don't want to let go of it. This is my baby. This is my thing. Or as we came into this new container, to just try to bring everything that we were doing with us the way that we had been doing it. But instead, there had to be this sort of shedding away, this death of the old, in order to truly embrace the new. And we had to get there by coming into our hearts, by listening to the guidance from the divine, by really tuning into the field and saying, what is the field asking for me? What is the field calling from me today? What does it need for me to do? And so this embodied coherence says that as we bring our puzzle piece, as we bring our part, we have to stay in our hearts. We have to stay connected to the field, connected to source, connected to the divine, so that we can truly embody that gift that we're here to show the world, to bring to the world. So I believe that that's what I have on that. I love you all. I'm so grateful to be here with you. And I'm so grateful that you chose to spend your evening or afternoon or day with us in this way.
That was beautifully said. And I wanted to end this section with something a friend of mine wrote some time ago, and we used it when we did the Cultivating Coherence in Community retreat as kind of an inspiration for our call. And I thought it would be nice. And then I'm going to bring my friend Nadine in to play a little music for us so that we can begin to drop in a little deeper into our own experience of radical collaboration and embodied coherence. What's stirring inside of us right now, because that's what we want to give energy to today with our meditation impulse. So here's what he wrote. There is a call coming from no leader, no culture, no language, no time. A call that is coming from within your deepest self, the unlimited intelligence that you know you already are. It is taking you over and you feel it. In a humanity immersed in underestimation, victimization, and lack of responsibility lies the seed of the ultimate shift, the source of infinite possibilities that will be achieved in one instant. The instant you accept that you are here to give it all, to give it all. It's time for empathy and self-esteem. It's time for self-responsibility. It's time to take action. The time to shift consciousness, one and for all, is possible, tangible, and is here. Are you willing to prepare for it, fuel it, train for it, open to it? To become physically energized, fully capable of giving the best of you to others, emotionally connected to yourself and everything else around you, mentally focused on the only mission there is, evolving together, starting by yourself. Spiritually aligned to your values, your virtues, and the who you truly are. Because one thing is true. The most important catalyst in this shift is you. Are you in? Such a powerful feeling. And that's the call. It's like, now's the time. Are we willing to actually really step up and go for it together? And I think if you're here, the answer is yes inside of you. I know it's a yes inside of me. And whatever seed of that is stirring in you, at whatever scale it's stirring in you, let us use this pulse today to energize and activate that seed to blossom in its fullness. So I want to bring on my new friend, Nadine Casanova. Let's see if we can find her here in the, maybe you can wave your hands.
Hi.
Hi, I gotta find you so I can pin.
So many
Hello. Thank you so much for coming today. And Nadine is somebody I'm working with on another project, and I have found her music and her presence very compelling and holds the energy of someone who knows that they're connected to all of life and to Mama Earth and to everyone out there, and that it's time for us to step up and let our love shine. And so I love that you're bringing your musical energy in to this little prayer today. So thank you for that.
Well, it is such a pleasure. And I just adore you, Teresa. And this is such a wonderful group. I see so many organizations that I have friends in, and it's beautiful to see coherence happening in this way on this day and to be a part of it. And so, yeah, I'm just going to share one song today. It's called We Are One. And it is about, it's about unifying. We're in great times of unification, and it's accelerating in wonderful ways right now. I believe a lot of humanity is waking up. And so this song is intended as a prayer and as a call for people to join the movement and be a part of change.
All right.
And I just made this song like a month ago, so hopefully I can, I don't think I got it. Okay, here we go.
All right. Thank you.
One earth, soul, family, all colors, love, we're all one. Gather the leaders, unify all tribes, we're calling in change. 'Cause the earth's been crying for too long. Now is the time to heal the divide, erase the lines, honor all sides. The darkness is turning to light, rainbow on the rise. Oh, we are one voice, all people in harmony, love. We are one people, our colors. Da-da-da. Don't give up, we're rising, we're coming for our freedom. Hand in hand, together we win. Love, compassion, we are love. So be love in action. Put love in action. No, love in action. Love in action.
Love in action.
And thank you all so much for putting love in action and all the many ways that you do in connecting community and bridging leaders. We are doing so well as a light family, as a tribe, and just praises. And may all of your work, our collective's work be amplified and accelerated and actualized for the highest good of all beings.
Thank you, Nadine. I'll share this song too in the chat with everybody. People are saying, I love that song. It's beautiful. I want to get this song. So I'll be sure to share it with everybody.
Thank you so much. And it is an unreleased song, so I'm happy for this group to have it, but I will be releasing it sometime later this year. And it's for us. It's for the movement. I make music for that, for love, for the movement, to create unity. So thank you so much for having me. It's an honor.
Thank you. So Kadi J, time to take us into a little meditation so that we can just take all this good energy that's in our being around radical collaboration and letting the seed of who we are go through. And you can just guide us in a little centering to help us move that along.
Yeah, great. So as I was tuning in to Spirit for this, I was really called to do this without any sort of background music. And I thought it was so beautiful and perfectly fitting that Nadine also had to do her song a cappella without any background music. So there's this this little whisper in the wind of spirit that it's time to just drop into our hearts in the deepest and most profound way. And that means that we go there without needing anything to get us there, right? And of course, I'll be your guide and I'll be calling you back and back and back. But really, ultimately, this is your journey. And so the question tonight is, how deep can you let yourself go? How much can you allow yourself to let go? So I'm going to invite you to go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't already. And just gently let your awareness drift inside. And for a moment, just take a pause and witness whatever is present for you at this hour of your day and at this very sacred moment in time. Letting yourself become the observer of yourself. Presencing yourself here, now, with whatever thoughts or sensations are active within your being. And can you witness what's there without judgment? And simply an open heart for what is. And as you are becoming more aware of yourself in this moment in time, I invite you to gently begin deepening your breath. Inviting each inhale and exhale to be slow and deep. Allowing this breath to be something of a portal into this now moment, a tether into the here and now. Can you breathe a little deeper still? Feeling as this breath flows into the body. Can you be fully present with the breath? Not needing to think about or analyze anything else or be anywhere else, but here with the breath. Inviting the body to slow down with the breath. Allowing the mind to slow down with the breath. Now, as you continue to breathe deeply and slowly, I invite you to begin directing this breath into your sacred heart in the center of your chest. This divine space For many ancient mystics and wisdom keepers of time say the soul, the true self, resides. Calling the breath into the heart. Feeling present with the heart. And can you feel the beating of your own divine heart? With each breath in, can you feel the expansion of your heart? With each breath, feeling into the love of your heart. This love that comes naturally from this sacred space. The deeper you breathe, the deeper you go. The more you let go, the more you allow your heart to speak. The more you allow your heart to be free. How much more can you let go now? As you embrace this sacred space of your heart, can you gather up all the love that is in this divine space? And can you feel it? Feel as it resonates and emanates from within your being, touching every particle and cell in your own field, and emanating out all around you into the collective field. Beginning to pulse this planet with the divine love of your own spirit. Falling more deeply into this love as you receive and give love. And as you're present in your heart, pulsing the planet and the field around you with love, can you bring into your mind's eye and your heart space what it would mean if all inhabitants and beings of this planet came together as one, came together in a field of connection, of love? Seeing beyond culture, seeing beyond skin color, seeing beyond whatever physical characteristics one may hold, and truly seeing each other as ourselves. What would it mean to lay down the idea that there's some magic pill or that one of us has the right answer, and instead commit, truly commit to the truth that we all have the answer together? All of us are important. Each and every one of us has a part to play, a role to play. What would it look like to live in a world fueled by love, connected in unity, truly acting as one and brothers and sisters under the same sun. What would it feel like to live in this world? As you connect with your heart, can you connect with the feeling of living in this new earth? Can you pulse that out into the field around you? And what would we need to let go of to truly make this possible? If there's anything within you right now, allow it to rise to the surface and let it be shed away. If there's anything that you can witness within the collective that must go for this to occur, allow it to arise to the surface and melt away. We are here together to create change through our individual and collective acts of evolution. What needs to go and what needs to allow to be emerged? As you hold these questions in your heart, as you hold this visioning in your heart, remember to stay connected to that breath. Remember to stay connected, truly connected to the precious beating of your own heart. Falling more deeply into the feeling of this new earth that we are co-creating together. Maybe even breathe a little more deeply now, allowing this feeling to expand and grow all around you. Truly embracing the energy of the earth, cultivating the new earth. I'm going to invite you to go ahead and take a couple more very deep breaths into this feeling. A couple more very deep breaths into this vision in your heart. And I'm going to invite you this time to send this into a direct space in the collective field that you know needs this energy. Send it to someone or someplace, an organization, or group of individuals that truly need the love and energy of the new earth. Send it there now. And then with 3 more very deep, very slow breaths, send this love and this vision into your own heart, making a commitment in your own way to your own gifts and to the part that you are here to play. And then slowly, as you're ready, begin making your way back to this physical space that holds us all. When you feel called, gently opening your eyes to a very new moment in time.
Thank you, Connie J. I know the more we practice coherence, the more we have an experience of coherence, just like we are right now in this group, we realize that, we are the hands and the ears and the eyes and the heart of this unified field that we all share, and that our part is exactly what life needs most from us right now. And it's time that we give it our energy and our attention, and we really allow ourselves to be in the spaces and the places and the activities and with the people that actually are supporting us to show up and to do just that. And wow, Julie, that was amazing. Tammy, Gotti J, so far, so good. Beautiful. Yeah. Do you guys have any comments before we dive in and share about what we've been cooking up and what's available for people to actually be in community together and really help ourselves to stabilize more fully? Yeah. Julie.
I just want to extend deep gratitude to Kati J. It was a beautiful meditation. And there are two pieces that I just feel really called to bring forward as we're talking about embodied coherence. That is you, Kati J. That is you and your gifts that you bring. So thank you for bringing that into the connection field everywhere you go, every moment, this holy moment of now. And you've tended to the field. Like, I love that the connection field is a field and we're building this field, and you've tended to it so lovingly with that embodied coherence. So I'm excited to open the gates wide on the connection field in this next Zoom time that we have together. But thank you, Kati J. That was really a beautiful meditation. And really the deep understanding of the energetics, the subtle energetics of us coming together and what we're co-creating and building. You've mastered that, and you're leading that in so many ways to help us all stay really fine-tuned to the highest frequency. So thank you for that, Kati J. I turned my fan on too, so I'm going to be blowing around here. Sorry.
It's always nice to have a little air blow, that's good. And Tammy, love to hear your voice and bring your love into, I think you're muted. Oh. Hi, cutie pie. We love you. We're so happy to see you. That's the energy we need.
She just hit her head right then, right as you were asking.
No. Oh, we're going to send you some healing love. Can we give your head a big kiss? Yeah, let's give your head a big kiss. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah, yeah. Well, you're welcome to attend to her. So I'm really excited that we can share with all of you some ways that you can stay connected. I think it's really important right now. I know I need it. Just being on this call and being with all of you and regular connections with people who are actually choosing coherence and choosing to collaborate and choosing to do their part is really nourishing. And it means we can do more. So, Tammy, if you want to say something before we jump into that chair, I'd love to hear your voice. Yeah, our little sweetie pie. Oh, see, we got to take care of our kids and ourselves. And
Especially at nighttime, if she hasn't had that full nap, then it's always a little bit of a challenge. But she keeps me on my toes, and she's my constant teacher. I'll just say, in case I end up getting interrupted again, that this this connection field space is really, really, really precious to me, because we have no projections on what exactly it's going to be, a year or two down the road, looking forward. But what we do know is that it's an equal collaborative effort, that we've said we're in this together so that we can bring an iteration into existence of what it might look like if we have this play space together, if we collaborate and just create the container for us to be able to be together in community. And I think that's so powerful. And especially with everything that we've just come through as collective humanity, I mean, people not being able to be in proximity to one another, it's almost like a starvation in the soul. And we need these spaces to be. We need new ways of cultivation of our lives and our community, and who we can become alongside one another. So Connection Field is a place for, all these organizations have come together and said, hey, we'll show up and we'll carry things in that space. UNIFY, of course, is one of them at the ground floor here, along with everybody else. And we're specifically planning some key events that will be, towards the end of this year and next year, that will be showing up exclusively in the connection field, so that people know, hey, we can come to this space. But even beyond just that, it's a place where we have all this opportunity to do the things that we might not be able to do with such fullness or such freedom as on other platforms. So some of those restrictions and things we run into that we might not like on other platforms, I don't need to name right now, but I'm sure you know what I'm thinking. We can show up and have our full autonomy, and also be able to co-create what those spaces look like, because I think the sky is truly the limit on this one. So I'm very excited, and I know we'll have some particulars, especially with regard to the Peace on Earth game that's kicking off tomorrow night. And I think we have more information to share about that as well. If you haven't had a chance to register for that yet, I think this is going to be really exciting. We have the 7 frequencies, and everyone who plays gets an opportunity to lean into our growing edges of who it is that we're becoming, and how we can cultivate peace, be peacemakers, be peacekeepers, be people of peace, right where we're at, in our homes, in our friendships, with people that maybe we don't get along with. How do we become people of peace in all of those facets? And so there's space in the connection field for community and collaboration and connection, specifically for the game as well, which I'm also really excited about. Yeah, I think I'll leave it as I'm pretty giddy about it, but I'll leave it at that.
I love that. That's great. And we'll show you what she's talking about, so that you kind of have like a grounded thing, but we're inviting you to play, is what she's saying. We're inviting you to play right now in a space that we get to design, that we get to generate what's possible inside of, where we get to connect with each other, and we really need it right now. And Julie, I do have your little connection field video, and I just want to acknowledge, like we did earlier, the Islands of Coherence was a version of this. Also, Good of the Whole during COVID had a version of the connection field, and they had stuff happening every single hour on the hour in Zoom. If you needed to connect, the connection field was there for you. And it was a radical collaboration because it wasn't Julie Kroll saying, here's all the things you can do. It was Julie's community who said, I'll take the fire ceremony, I'll show up for the resonance lounge, I'll do that. So, Julie, I just wanted to give you a moment to, like, we have to acknowledge these seeds that are like growing into other things, just like all of the global events UNIFY has done. It's like, here we are, we're getting some traction from that. So, Julie, love to hear something about that. I'll play that little video if you want.
Okay, thanks, Teresa. I love the inception story of the connection field, the original connection field. We're calling it 1.0 and 2.0. You're going to see 2.0 tonight. But in March of 2020, when COVID entered the scene and we were invited to quarantine and keep our distance, our advisory team said, that the leadership team of Good of the Whole said, what do we do? Like, how do we stay connected? And within 9 days, I love that part. Within 9 days, we started the connection field. And we literally opened the doors and I sent out this little video. It's 1 minute, 11 seconds. It wasn't planned that way, but 111 is pretty cool. And it was just a little video, and we sent it to a lot of our sister brother organizations out there, a lot of those organizations that are collaborating with us now. And we said, okay, we're going to have the resonance lounge certain hours of the day. And then what can fill up the calendar? And we had nearly 14 hours of programming on certain days and literally kept it open overnight. And several are here in the Zoom room who know those early days. And one in particular that I know is here, literally would meet up during the wee hours of the night or the wee hours of the morning, just go there and be there in resonance and connect with somebody during those toughest times of isolation and quarantine. And so the fun story that I want to share before you show the video is that when we splashed that video around, Hereditary Chief Phil Lane Jr. saw the video in a correspondence that I sent to him, and he looked at it and he said he watched it several times and was just like, his jaw dropped, going, they copied our idea. Were they in that Zoom room? Like, were they listening to our thoughts? Like, how did she know this is what we wanted to do? How did they know we wanted a connection field? Like, and he got all upset and frustrated. And then all of a sudden he just burst out laughing, going, of course, Great Spirit is coming and talking to all of us and downloading. And here we are. And of course there's a connection field. Someone's listening. And so he called right away and said, we're in. What do we need to do? And Brother Phil brought in his community. He was just about to start a course on talking circles and literally brought that in within the first few months. And so this community expanded so big and so wide and so culturally diverse. And all of a sudden we had all of these beautiful people offering to host an hour, to bring their offerings in. And it really evolved and was a really beautiful thing. And very quickly, as a 100% volunteer thing, became like so difficult to hold and to manage. So we did our best. It was just like what we've been practicing is emergence in the moment. We were building the bridge as we were walking across it. And it still is a beautiful thing. There are many of the offerings that are still gathering all of these years later. There's still a morning fire every morning. There's several other offerings that are in the connection field. And what we did with a live Zoom room is only a part of what we're going to do in Connection Field 2.0. So we're really excited to have this place to land, this alternative space, and really a place to practice coherence and putting coherence first. It's like that resonance, coherence, presencing, emergence, these kinds of practices that are the quality of our beingness as we're reimagining and rebuilding this new world, this new earth that we're talking about. So I'm looking through the room and see so many of you who have been a precious part of the connection field. And thank you for that. And we look forward to seeing what Connection Field 2.0 emerges as and evolves. And like the Islands of Coherence, we went into a cocoon and we said, okay, it's time for a chrysalis. And we listened to that and we went in as good of the whole. And now it's amazing, all the different expressions that are emerging from that chrysalis. So I'm really excited to keep growing and learning in community. Teresa says, we're building this to learn, not to last. And I think it's the essential wisdom that we could do as we open the gates to this connection field is remember that we're doing this together in radical collaboration in real time. And all of you that come into community are building this with us. So thank you all for being here. And I look forward to meeting all of you in the connection field and connecting and continuing to grow it in all of its varied expressions.
Well, let's play that little video in honor of all of the energy that got poured in there, and like you said, thanking all the people that participated in the connection field and the Islands of Coherence in those early moments. You know, this is your home that you've helped to create, and it's just growing. So let's share that. Right, so let's create heart coherence for the good of the whole, and come together in a playground where we really can show up for each other and do that. And I want to show you, I want to take you into the connection field and then show you about the game. There's a beautiful video we're going to play that I think will give you the energy of the game better than I think any of us could describe it. So let's do that. I'm going to go here. One second. Just make sure I love having Kalen, my tech guy. He does all this stuff. All I have to do is say, let's go to that now. And then Kalen just pops it up on screen, and it's always really beautiful. It's always exactly where it needs to be. So this is inside of the connection field. You received a link in the chat, and it's free to join. It's open for everyone. When you come inside, it's a very simple structure, and it'll grow as we grow. But I put this image up first because it really was kind of like the initial image as we were trying to describe to partners, like, what are we actually doing here? And it's a place where a lot of different organizations are coming together to share their events, their resources, their invitations to engage in things, their goodwill and their good wishes. And also, I think, Julie, with the connection field and with the Islands of Coherence, one of the main objectives was our personal care and coherence building. And I really think that the expansion of the now in the connection field is that we're really moving into action groups. We're really moving into how do we take this coherence cultivation that we're doing, and how do we be of service on behalf of the whole. So that's a real energy that's entered into the space. They're simple collections like the home space where you'll see how to start and you'll get information about how to engage. We try to make it really simple. And if you take time when you first arrive to do the little checklist that it gives you and you introduce yourself and you adjust your notifications and all that, you'll find that it's really easy to play in this space and that it's quite beautiful and quite easy to navigate. So take your time as you come in and just know that we're here and that you can, ask us for help anytime by just clicking the little support button. You'll see as you play around. And then we have some featured play spaces, and this is where the game is coming in. Our first collaboration is with the Empowerment Institute with their Peace on Earth by 2030 initiative. And they're doing a special version of the game, which I'm going to show you a video of. And we're all going to play in the connection field during this 9 weeks of the game. I like these 9 weeks. We have 9 months left in this experiment of like, what can we do in 1 year? The game is going through 9 weeks, and so you can learn something about it. But let's play a little video about
because all of us are.
Here we go.
What if peace on Earth was actually possible?
40 million people is 1/2 of humanity. 1/2 is a tipping point when you start to tip consciousness. We're hoping to have 40 million people playing the game.
The game, the Peace on Earth game. Wow, it is a life changer. I had the honor of being the team leader. We were in the alpha pilot phase, so it was just the very first time the game was being tested and played.
I truly believe we're in one of the greatest time periods on our whole planet.
Time has come.
I'm so alive with this game, and I'm seeing relationships really shift. It really comes from the different actions.
It's about behavior change. It's demanded. The game is not a walk in the park.
As soon as I was invited to be a player and then a team leader and to find my own team leaders, I was just really loving all of the actions.
Peace on Earth by 2030 game team.
I believe that every human being deserves to live in peace.
Free of war, free of violence, free of hate.
I was deeply shifted by both being a team leader and by playing the game.
Help us move this Peace on Earth initiative forward.
What if it was not only possible, but could be achieved by 2030? We invite you to be one of the planet's dream keepers and accept this sacred fire as a torchbearer for our future as a species. We are building a movement of dream keepers, those who believe peace on Earth is possible and are committed to making it a reality.
It adds clarity and it adds credibility to our work that we're already doing.
Each week, my hope became deeper, my belief that something as abstract as peace could be possible, because all of us were doing these incredible actions together.
It can completely lift you up as a guide for this peace revelation, helping to evolve our planet.
Helping bring a really amazing renaissance of new thinking and change and hope for the planet. And we're right in the middle of being awake to that, and it's really happening.
We are part of a game.
Helping to create positive change on the planet.
We're bringing change, and that we're not going to stop until we do it, and it's super exciting.
This is actually how Peace on Earth works. One community at a time, one pose zone at a time. And the eternal flame idea, which came out of the experience of the Earth, and when we were passing the fire around the world, there were these eternal flames created, lots of them.
And during the first Earth run, they carried the torch of peace around the planet, and there's so many stories and testimonials of how when people saw the flame, they were just in awe or brought into this mythical space of imagining peace on the planet already. And there's still a flame going at the site of Buddha's birthplace and multiple other eternal flames going around the planet from when the Earth run happened. Everywhere that there's a Peace on Earth zone that happens, we're encouraging every zone to light an eternal flame somewhere in their region, their city, their town, or wherever they're claiming as their Peace on Earth zone.
But what we want to do is start to create eternal flames in all these communities. peace sanctuaries, and pilgrimage sites.
Most of us in Afghanistan, we have lost our childhood, with shootings, with explosions. We are working to build peace. I am thinking of a world, I'm closing my eyes, imagining and visualizing a world which everyone is happy, no more killings, where peace is everywhere. I believe that every human being, we are all equal, and I believe that every human being deserves a better life than this.
The peace game is getting done through the racial justice training, making it multiracial, and it goes across the country, goes across the world. Then there would be deep friendships developing. But now is the time. This is the time to embrace the shift that God has provided us.
So we've had a lot of excitement in our community, even youth that are playing, that this is giving them hope, hope to help with climate change, helping with curing hunger in our community, working on some big greenhouse projects here. We worked really hard on creating a new website that just went live as well too, where you can learn all about the game.
Watch Peace on Earth happen in 1 decade.
So the game works at 2 levels, behaviorally and consciousness-wise.
What if enough people playing a game could tip the world into this reality? These 7 actions are designed as a global game that will take place between 2020 and 2030.
Each player within each action participates on their growing edge, no further than they can go. However, they have to stretch. They have to get out of their comfort zone.
Everyone on our team had these beautiful miracles happening every day. The personal experience of playing the game is deeply moving, but then there's this collective experience within your 5 to 8 people that you're playing with, where you can come back and just see, oh my goodness, 5 to 8 people can truly start to shift a huge area around us. I think just the 8 people on our team made a huge wave of peace. The game is about collaboration on the most beautiful levels. Love is at the core of this game.
I feel such a higher frequency.
At this critical time, when we are becoming more and more divided, this game serves as deep medicine to heal that which separates us.
Of course I want to play the game. Of course I want to be a part of that. Of course I want to.
The end game is that you get initiated as a Dreamkeeper when you've done all 7 actions.
Our team is all over the world. The game offers an opportunity for every single human to awaken to the understanding that we are all prophets.
That is so beautiful.
The kids get it. I really believe that our little town here is a prototype of what's possible for our world.
I'm really glad that I played the game.
The frequency was raised again. This is peace on earth. This is what we're here for. This is what we came here to experience.
If you feel the call to be a team leader, know that you can handle it and you will have the support of your team.
Your life is the game. You just show up in your life in this other way. You're befriending the people that you might have just passed by on the street. What if it was actually possible? Peace on earth is possible by 2030, if you're willing to believe it.
I hope you'll join.
I'll carry the torch. Will you?
So we're going to be playing the game in the connection field as one of our partners. I got to make sure that I turn off the Zoom. There we go. We're going to be playing in the connection field, online global game. And really the initiative would be for more and more of us to understand what's possible when we play the game. And if we're inspired, then we'll create groups in our own communities where the work really needs to happen on the ground, and use the tools of the game to create groups in our communities. They call them PO zones, peace on earth zones around the planet. And this is one of our first play spaces, and there will be others. And I'm going to go just to finish up on the connection field. So this is our first play space, and when you come in, you'll be invited to play the game. I'm going to put the links in the chat. And then we're also today, we're opening up another feature that we love so much about the connection field, and that is all the organizations who are creating islands here, community spaces where they're posting their inspirations, where they're putting their events. Imagine that you can get the events from UNIFY and Good of the Whole and Heart Math and All Things Connected and the Global Heart Team and all of these others, the ones that inspire you, you can follow, and then all of those show up on your event calendar and in your feed. So you really, in the connection field, get to curate what you see in your feed based on who you follow and who you engage with, both individuals, members of the community, and also the organizations that are saying, yeah, I'll put my energy over here. Let's invite our communities here to play with us, and let's see what happens when we do that. So we're excited. Our islands open today. The ones that are ready, there's other ones. You'll see Unity Earth, Holo Movement. There's other ones that are working behind the scenes to get their islands ready. So as you go in, check out the islands that are here. Follow the ones that inspire you. Support the ones that inspire you. And let's see what happens when we join together. And then soon we'll see impact zones coming, PO zones being posted here, and so many other things that will be a part of the connection field. So come in and play, come to the home, get started, take a little time to get your feet wet. The game starts tomorrow, and it's once a week that we meet on a Zoom line on Wednesday evenings. And if you can't attend live, you can get access to the replays, but come and check it out. Come play the game with us. And our group, the Connection Field, the collaborative partners, we're all playing the game together as a group, and we're going to challenge ourselves to see how we can do that. If you, oh good, Tammy put the link in the chat of how to register for the game. If you just go and register, then tomorrow at the event or with the replay, you'll find out how to participate in the Connection Field. So yay, we did it. We've got the islands opened. We've got our first play space happening. We've got more play space coming, like the Coherence Cafe, which will be the version of the Resonance Lounge, which is going to come really soon and offer a lot of great practices around coherence. And yeah, come in. And if you come into the connection field and you fill out your profile, take a few minutes to say hi to somebody else that's in there. Let's just start befriending the other right off the bat in our space. So Julie and Tammy and Khadija, I thought you might want to offer up just some final closing words from today. And then if you want to stick around, I have a beautiful video from Nadine that you might want to stay for. And then we'll hang out afterwards if there's any questions or anybody wants to share something. So Julie, how about final words from you on our Global Coherence Day and Connection Field opening?
Oh, happy Global Coherence Day, everyone. Just one little encouragement for the Peace on Earth game. Come play with us. And it's going to be a 2-hour commitment on Wednesday evenings. And then it's built into your life. It's like when you go to work, when you go to the grocery store, when you are out in community, when you're with your family, it has actions, 7 beautiful frequencies. So come play with us. And just thank you. Thank you for coming here. Come over, click on that connectionfield.net. And it's just a simple email, but I encourage you to set up your profile so we can see a picture of you and learn about you with your bio and what have you. So just looking forward to this and so extremely grateful. I just want to pause. And I know most of you in the room know this already, but Teresa Collins is the mistress, I'd say master, but it's gender. So the feminine aspect of the master is the mistress, right? Of coherence herself, the queen of coherence. And yeah, look at the room going, yes, yes, yes. So thanks for your leadership, Teresa, and your steady Eddie, resilient energy that you bring, the voice, the guidance, the vision, the direction, and the creative architecture. Like you can go up into the cosmos and see the connectivity and bring it down and go, okay, here's how we can design it for ease and joy. And so there's a lot of ease and joy. And there's a lot of ease and joy how she's also opening things slowly, so we're not all overwhelmed. So the gates opened and now the islands are opening, and there's just beauty and elegance in everything Teresa does. And she's done that with the Connection Field 2.0 as well. So thank you, Teresa.
Thank you, Julie. That's so sweet. Tammy, are you excited about the game?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited.
David, and boy, that's a
Yeah.
collaboration, not just with David and the Empowerment Institute, but he's got like 30 organizations that are all partnering to bring people into the game, then bringing them into the connection field. It's a big deal.
It's huge. It's huge. And I also love that this is built on legacy. Like we saw in the video, the Earth Run happened in 1986, and it planted these seeds of peace, a literal flame burning there for the last 37 years. And now here we are carrying that torch. So I love that we get the opportunity to be expansive in ourselves and expansive for this peace work. I love that I have the opportunity to honor that was done in the past, and then I get to touch the thread of it in my lifetime. And so I want to be the best that I can be and do the most that I can do to connect and fill out that space, and learn more of how I can emulate this in my life and on the planet. I hope that it's part of the legacy that I can weave and leave in my lifetime. So I am thrilled about the game. I hope everybody comes and plays. I did see that I dropped the old link on there. I'm going to make sure I talk to David because we sent that out as UNIFY too. So I'm going to make sure that anything that came in on that link, that everybody gets registered for tomorrow. But we also dropped the updated link in there as well. So the peace2030.earth. If you want to play the game, go ahead and click on that one and register. And we're just going to be really excited to see you there. Yeah.
And Teresa, I think there's more than 40 organizations now, closer to 50. So it just keeps growing. Partners, organizations coming in to say, let's do this together.
Yeah. Beautiful. And Connie J, any final words from you? Thank you so much again for that beautiful meditation.
Yeah, thank you all. And thank you for everyone for being here. And Teresa, Julie, Tammy, it's just been an honor and a pleasure to get to work alongside you for the last months, and Teresa for now a couple years. Like, it's just been really beautiful. I just keep hearing this. And so I have to share it. We've talked a lot about always putting your own oxygen mask on first, making sure that you're tended to first before coming into the world. And that's exactly what I want to share here, but in a different way. I just keep hearing, turn your own coherence on first before going out into the world. So turn your coherence on before going to the supermarket, before driving in your car, before filling up your car with gas, before going to school, work, wherever, getting on the phone with your family that you love so much. Turn your coherence on first. So, and I hope to see you all in the game. There's so many ways for you to come and play with us. And just really, like Teresa said, take your time when you get there, and you can reach out to any one of us that's here for additional help. And there's 2 primary network hosts. You'll see them as Connection Field. You can reach out to those, and we will support you and make sure that you are tended to and cared for as you enter into this space with us.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks for joining today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up because we're a little after, and I really want to honor people's time. But I am going to post this little video I wanted to play for everybody. If you come in the connection field, you'll see it. It's called The Gift, and it's extraordinary. And so I hope you'll come in. Everything that we all talked about today is free. It's really for us. So come and play. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful evening. I'm going to scroll through, see everybody. So lovely. Thanks, everybody, for coming. Dan and Yella, oh, nice to see you. We want to have you come in and play with us. Linda, gosh, you were part of the early connection field. Victoria, Glenn, wow, look at everybody. Thank you. Love you all. Have a beautiful night.